Okay, we are live here, making sure the audio's good, everything's good. All right, so I'm ready to talk tonight about, well, the overwhelming, I should say, is relative since I only got like three responses, but all three responses said y'all wanted to see some more stuff with the Gundam RPG. So I've got a little surprise to reveal. I've got my libations for the evening, so I'm ready to go. Hey, Goopy. How you doing, bud? How you doing, buddy? So, what I wanted to talk tonight about are Gundam miniatures. It was a few weeks ago that a YouTube viewer recommended to me that for the Gundam RPG, I go out and pick up some of these guys. Wow, my hands are pasty. So if I pick up some of these guys, these are 1/400th scale Gundam figurines. They have interchangeable parts here. They come in all sorts of, I mean, there's like hundreds of different models that they've got of these guys, and they're perfect for, using as your Gundam miniatures. They even fit quite nicely on a 28 millimeter D&D miniature base, as you can see there. So, I got it in my head that I'm never happy just taking something out of the box. I bought a lot of these figures, not a large quantity, but a lot, as you auctioneers out there would probably know what it is. But it's a pack, a randomized pack of these figures off of eBay, and I mean, you guys know me. If you follow the channel long enough, you know how much I love Oyumaru, also known as Blue Stuff. It's good for making these little two-part press molds that you can, you know, use epoxy putty or Sculpey or whatever you want, whatever modeling clay you have available to make duplicates of the parts in question. So, uh, my first attempt at that using the Oyumaru and epoxy putty wasn't so good. Even using, even taking the Zaku completely apart and molding the pieces individually, I just wasn't able to get the detail that I wanted out of it. So I thought maybe it's because the epoxy putty is too hard. So I tried the same thing with green stuff. Now I've cleaned this guy up, as you can see. I've kind of cut into him quite a bit there. Um, this poor GM. But it's still not quite there. And I've mentioned this before about Oyumaru, is that it's not the best at capturing all the little fine details. It's cheap and it's easy and it's reusable, but maybe we're going to have to step up our game a little bit. So I picked up some Smooth On silicone rubber mix. It is a pour on silicone mold maker at the recommendation of if you haven't seen this guy's YouTube channel yet, go check out Steady Craftin' with the Craftsman. He got a thick Louisiana accent, and he make the greatest press molds. He make the greatest pour molds. He makes these awesome figurines. No, I love the Craftsman. So anyway, using that pour silicone rubber, I made a two-part mold. As you can see here, it's just a little box. You got the registration marks and all that good stuff. So, and then I poured some liquid resin into the feet holes down here to try and get a better mold. Well, my first attempts were not what I would have liked. Um, so as you can see, I have some air bubbles going on in there that kind of exploded out of the feet. Um, a lot of the detail was lost. There's a lot of flashing. So all in all, all of the benefits of using resin were ruined. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that these are particularly small and detailed pieces that are difficult to replicate. If it was a small and smooth piece, it'd be fine. Or if it was a large, detailed piece, as you can see, this is like really designed for making like, baseball size molds of objects. And these guys are, tiny little 1.5 inch tall units. Um, so now, time for a new strategy. Oh, I completely forgot to mention, my original intent behind doing all of this is not just to make these little miniatures that, I can paint and everything, but, and I can't take full credit for this idea because I got it from a Kickstarter campaign. These right here are the smallest magnets that I could find. They are little 1 millimeter discs. I don't even know if you can see that. They're tiny, but they're also strong. I mean, they hold together pretty well. Um, and so my intent was to drill holes in the shoulder right there and put a magnet in the shoulder and a magnet in the arm units, and then you'd have interchangeable arms, interchangeable weaponry, and that kind of stuff. And, I was going to give some of those out on the channel, and be a nice little thing to use whether you're playing Gundam Skirmish or whether you're playing our Gundam RPG. Uh, yeah, I had some buddies over during the week to play the Gundam RPG with me, and we used just the units. But it would have been nicer if I'd given them something to take home and kind of say like, hey, you can swap out arms and things like that on these. So I have not given up yet. We are going to mix up some silicone right now, and we're going to make some pour over molds instead of the 2-part molds. It's going to be a 1-part mold, and then we're going to give it a little zigzag cut to open it up. And as happy as I was with the sort of pawns that I designed, so I'm going to plop them down there. A little Gundam Mark II, plop him down in there. As happy as I was with those pawns that I designed, just nothing beats the feeling of having a miniature in hand. So I've got my 2 parts here. I'm going to try not to waste too much of it. Have some handy napkins here. And it's a simple mix, 1-to-1 ratio. Comes out looking like taffy here, as you can see. And if we're being completely honest, I should probably be wearing gloves, but we'll be alright. Oh, and I should mention that this stuff is not particularly cheap. The Mold Star series silicone. This is the Mold Star 15 Slow, which at first I thought, hey, this has the longest work time or the longest pot life of any of their silicone rubbers. And so I thought I would need it because, being an amateur, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. But I learned quickly how impatient I am because this stuff takes forever to cure. It takes about 4 hours. So, I mean, making those 2-part molds, it was like, a total of 8 hours. And that's not including, the mixing time and all that good stuff. So, anyway, here we go. Got some equal parts there. And then I've got a bigger mixing cup. And then we've got our little units here. Now, normally you would glue these guys down, but I don't want to glue them down. And I don't have any sticky tack to work with, so we're just going to kind of count on the, wall pressure of the silicone keeping them standing up straight. I mean, they're standing up pretty straight right now, so I think it should be all right. Um, all right. Well, let's get our mixing utensil here. Get all this stuff out. And there you go. I'm not taking my own advice. Normally, I would be wearing gloves, but I forgot to grab them. So you're just going to have to deal with me holding my fingers out and trying not to get wrapped up in this stuff. Oh right, I didn't even finish my thought earlier. So yeah, like I said, this silicone is not cheap. It is designed for, bulk use. It's not like these little jars are actually sample packs that they just happen to sell on Amazon for craftsy people. And they're going to run you almost 30 bucks for the silicone and then another 30 bucks for the resin that they come with. After the stream is over, I'll drop links in the description of the video so that you can check those out for yourself. Yeah, Oyumaru is definitely the cheaper option, not only because it is in fact cheaper, but also because you can reuse it, whereas this is a one and done. Now, granted, the molds themselves are super durable and can be reused, so in my case, I tend to use the Oyumaru whenever I am duplicating a part that is, well, a gunpla part or a miniature that I'm only going to make one extra copy of. I like to use this stuff if I'm going to be making several copies of a single piece or single mini. Oh, see, now we don't want that. I think we've got a fairly good mix going on there. Kind of looks like the stuff Luke Skywalker drinks. Alright. So, important to do, a little high pour action. And you also want to make sure that you're not pouring directly on the figure because, I mean, look at all those bubbles in there. You do not want those to end up on your figure. Uh-oh. Turns out I was slightly wrong about the gravity. But that's okay. Now, technically you're not supposed to do that, but I think we'll be okay. I hope this is enough for our second mold. It might not be, which would be very disappointing. Now, Gundam Mark II here seems to be standing up a little bit straighter. Yeah, that's not even close. Not even close. that's not good. Good thing that this stuff has a long cure time, because now I can try and correct my mistake. This is going to be sloppy and inaccurate because I don't have any more small cups to work with. Oh yeah, Mohammed, no toxic vapor to this stuff. Now the resin, on the other hand, that you probably do want to have a well ventilated room. And thank you, Jed. I hope it looks alright. Oh, don't tell me I didn't mix enough this time either. Alright, I think once I get the scraping here, should be fine. Man, still not quite enough. Yeah, Jed, this silicone does not stick to much. You can make it come off a little easier with some mold release, but I have not had to use that on these particular figures. You do definitely have to use mold release when you are mixing silicone against other silicone, even if it's been cured, because silicone will stick to other silicone like crazy. All right, third time's a charm. Let's see if we can't get this Gundam covered up so that we can get these guys cured. And this is actually going to be my first time doing one of these types of molds where you mold the entire piece and then cut it in half afterwards to open it up. Normally, I do the little two-part molds. And so far, I've been pleased with the result of the detail. All of the errors that I've had are user error. It's nothing to do with the product. Alright, a little high pour. Should get rid of all of the bubbles. And that will about do it for the Gundam. Maybe we can top off the Zaku here. Oh, also one thing that you definitely don't want uh, on your miniature when you're making these molds is any kind of sulfur product, because that will slow down and even prevent the curing of your mold. Clean these guys off a little bit here. And that's that. Now, for the impatient part. These guys are going to take 4 hours to cure. So, how am I going to pass the time? Well, during my last stream, I built this guy. I figure it'd be fun to play the video game which he is from. The Freak Knocked is a pretty handy little kit. And it's almost two kits in one because it comes with all of the parts from the other Ifrit kit. Uh, the basically just the Ifrit custom, the exam version from Blue Destiny. Um, if you want me to do a full review of this kit and show you all of the different gimmicks and things like that, let me know in the chat or the comments or what have you, and I will make a separate video for that. But for now, we're going to go hop over and play some Battlefield Record. Alright. And there we are. Hey, hey! Where did I set? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, you know what? Much better. Let's see here. Ah, thanks for the feedback, Jed. I will make a, full review of that kit. There are other folks that have made decent reviews of it, and it's a P Bandai kit. And when I got it, it was expensive for a high grade. It was, like $46, but now it's just ridiculous. It's like $98 on Amazon. So it's one of those ones that if you didn't get it when it came out, it's Another example of one, the Pale Rider from the Pale Rider space type in particular. That one is ridiculously expensive. Oh, Sammy, I didn't know you were on the stream with me. How you doing, bud? All right. Now it's been a while since I played this game. I've already beaten both the Xeon and Federation scenarios. If I remember correctly, I'm working through both a Xeon and a Federation free play. Which the free play is the way to go because that's how you unlock the most mobile suits and stuff. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be on here for all 4 hours of waiting for that stuff to cure. I might let it go overnight and then just film the cutting of it tomorrow. Not sure where we're at. I'm sure this is all good. I love PS3 games, but the loading screens kill me. At least this one has, like a little briefing message or something before. It's not like, you know, it's not like Skyrim. Just giving you tips. So these are my favorite kind of Gundam games, so like the mech simulator ones. Zeonic Front is another good one. I finally got online and created a Japanese PlayStation account so that I could play Gundam Battle Operation 2. That one's pretty good, but I gotta say, I prefer Battlefield Record. The gameplay is a little faster and a little more... I don't want to say that it's easier for amateurs, because, I'm just a scrub, but it's, you're less, let's say, beholden to the capabilities of the mobile suit, and it's more about how good you are as a pilot, because, you can do quite a bit. Oh. And maybe it's just because Gundam Battle Operation was designed to be a online multiplayer game. You're supposed to kind of get shot down a lot. But I like the fact that I can play this and actually shoot down several mobile suits, feel like a real Gundam pilot. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing in this mission, but I see enemies on the radar, so gotta take them out. Oh, I guess I'm probably supposed to be protecting that Medea that's been crashed. Or maybe that's just scenery. Oh man. Now, what I like about Psionic Front more than, hey, throwback PS2 Psionic Front, better than this game is that the AI is actually worth a dang. The AI in this game is, well, your allied AI, I should say. Oof. The enemy AI is just fine. Um, your allied AI is garbage. You really cannot count on them to do anything. Whereas in Psionic Front, you could, you know, post up at a position and let your allies do most of the work for you, provided you gave them a decent enough mobile suit. Oh man, I'm sorry you never got to beat this. I gotta say, all these games from 5, 10, 15 years ago, I just enjoyed them more than anything that's coming out now. I think a lot of it, comes down to just modern game development uh, motivations, let's say. Um, I love that. Oh man, this guy's whooping me. Uh, I love that the new Gundam Breaker mobile game is free to play, but it's one of those things where they basically designed the game to be addictive, and it's kind of despicable. You know, it's just another one of those. It's not as bad as an idle game. Like there's that D&D Idle Champions game. That one is just like why would you even want to play that? Um, but all those types of games where it's like freemium. It might not be pay to play, but it's pay to win. Um, it's just despicable. And like the developers know it. Like you look at GDC conferences and they talk about how, oh yeah, the idea is you get players addicted to the idea of winning big loot so that they'll buy loot boxes when they, run out of energy or run out of coins or whatever. You know, there's something to be said for a game like this where, I mean, there's tons of mobile suits in this game, but it's not like you have to download them or buy them separately. It's you unlock them just like any other, unlockable. Oh man, I think I need to let's post up here for a second while we're here. They come. The commander types. not bad. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Jed, the GM is pretty sweet. Um, Specifically, like I like the GM Type C or the ground GM. The original GM is, it's okay. The command types are sleek looking, but they're kind of scrawny looking. The bulkier and kind of chunkier a GM is, the more I like it. You might say that I like them big and I like them chunky. See, now here are all the unlockables, but I cannot read Japanese, so I just have to assume that they're all good things. Oh, one thing I probably should have mentioned about the silicone molds that we've got curing there is heat and moisture will speed up the curing process. So if it looks like I'm sweating my face off, it's because the air conditioning is off. I figured that the heat would help the silicone cure, and we can cut those guys open faster. All right. See, now this is something that I was thinking of doing, and I probably need to run it by the folks in the Discord about the Gundam RPG. Is maybe moving towards a using a system like this one um, for the mobile suits in the game. Um, I've been kind of struggling about how to let players have the custom mobile suits that they want without the game becoming unbalanced, and it's just been a challenge. Let's see if we got any more mobile suits available to buy. Muhammad, you nailed it on the head. Yeah, those capsule games, it's torture. It really is, because the last event, the one, well, prior to the Hyakushiki event that Gundam Breaker Mobile did, um, all I wanted were Zeta parts. The Zeta Gundam's my favorite Gundam, so to make it so that it was a, you know, prime pool unlockable, it was sad. It made me very sad. So I ended up buying a bunch of Hyakushiki parts because, well, you know, those were easy to come by because you could just use the arena coins or whatever, the golden ace coins to buy those, whereas the Zeta you had to get randomly. Um, so yeah, well, it doesn't look like I unlocked any more mobile suits, and I wouldn't have enough money to buy them anyway. One of the things that I love about this game over some other games is, well, it's just one of those game design things that I really enjoy. I hate the idea of having more than, I think two is ideal, but anything more than three is just frustrating to have multiple resources to manage. Um, I like having like one resource that covers everything. It makes it super easy. For this, it's like you just have your points, and your points buy everything. Um, but you play a game like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, the resource management in that game is absolutely absurd. It just kind of saps the fun out of it because then and there's no easy way to exchange one for another. Well, there's ways to exchange certain ones for another, but yeah, I think 2 to 3 is the ideal amount of resources that you want to have in a video game to manage. or board game for that matter. It's one of the reasons that whenever I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons, I don't typically go for like sorcerers or monks because I don't like having an extra set of points to keep track of. Okay, yeah, I get you there. Definitely depends on the length of the game. Now, I guess, yeah, to your point, if it's gameplay, if it's a resource management type game, like I love having lots of resources in RTS games, for instance. But for a game like this, where the gameplay is primarily action based, oh my gosh, oh, that's not good. Oh well, that's not fair. He's hiding behind the mission boundaries. I see lots of guys on my radar. Are these guys? Got him. So yeah, if those silicone molds work out for my minis, I will do a more complete video that shows how I uncast them, paint them, install the magnets, and then we can just play a game. So now my AI is going to buy some time for me. Oh, there we go. Sammy, what you doing, big guy? Sweet piece. Oh, let's see what other areas we've got. The gorge area. What you doing, Sam? Huh? What you doing, big guy? Oh, I totally didn't pay attention to the mission briefing. I'm sure it's easy. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Way to go, man. Give him a little slashy. So, Muhammad, I wonder how far did you get in this game? Did you at least get to pilot the Gundam 7th? Or, well, that is if you played as the Federation. Personally, I prefer the Xeon in this game. Uh, Eric Blanc is such an awesome character. saw baddie on my radar. Oh, there he is. Man, I do not remember this mission being this easy. I hope I didn't just jinx myself. Ah, where'd he go? Let's just quickly gain some health back here. You cheeky bugger. And it's getting tricky here because they've got some snipers and got one. Take him out. I'm gonna go ahead and recover a little of my own health here. Oh, is there an enemy here? Oh. Alright, let's gain some health here. See, now that guy up there is gonna cause the problems. Oh, shoot, he hit me. Oh, can I not make it up this? Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. See if we can't just regain a couple of points here. Call me conservative. See if we can't thin the herd a little bit from up here. Oh, they have a Dom down there. Is that what that was? gonna get away, you punk. I'm gathering that the point of this mission is to keep these guys from escaping the gorge. Otherwise, I don't think that there would be this time limit. Alright. Can we take out the remaining guys in 2 minutes? Seems doable. Oh man. What are you guys doing? Don't you know there's a time limit? Okay, I can take you. "42 seconds, can we do it?" Got him! Let's gain those last 5% back. Is that a mobile suit up there? It's a tree. Oh! I should have seen that coming. Oh, those cannons are just wrecking me. Gotcha. I love when they don't go down after a combo, because then I can hit them with another combo. Yeah, these guys with the Magella top cannons are just destroying me. Alright, 53 seconds. Go down! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Mission complete! What'd you think, Sam? Hmm? What'd you think, bud? Let's see if we unlocked anything fun this time. Well, see, there's that GM command. But then, like, yeah, I mean, the GM command isn't even as tough as the... Doesn't have as much generator. I guess it's tougher at melee combat. Oh, is that the cold districts? That is the cold districts. I love the way that GM looks. Not a fan of the rag. I'd say you have to have some serious cojones to try and play this game in a gun tank. I'm kind of tempted to do it. It seems unfair that the gun tank doesn't have as many armor points as, like, a GM, but... Got some machine guns. So we got this baby beam rifle. That might be cool. All the varieties of beam saber. See, that's where you gotta hand it to Xeon. Xeon's got the better melee weapons. Ooh, I do like that shield. Tempted. Do we get any cool parts? Armor up. Huh. I guess you can't upgrade that mobile suit. Oh, cool. Oh, now there's a second mission here. Oh. Sammy, you keep moving further and further away, bud. Oh, whoa. Well, that was weird. always go for my, like, my respawn point, or well, not respawn points, but my repair points. Man, my armor's already not looking so hot. So it was this game that inspired the Gen Cap feature of the Mobile Suit Gundam RPG that I've been working on, and I think that there's kind of a misconception about like what it means. Like it's not so much, and I might have mentioned this on Discord, is like not necessarily everything that costs Gen Cap actually uses the generator, and that's why I probably should have just called it loadout. It just represents the maximum amount of. Oh, come on, you've got to be kidding me. Just represents the maximum amount of things that your mobile suit can carry. It's just a way of keeping things fair, making sure that people aren't just slapping 8 hyper mega particle cannons on their shoulders. All right. Well, how am I supposed to get this guy then? We're just gonna chill here, recover a bit of health. Come on, guys, you can hold them off for a little bit. Alright. I also really like the, I know a lot of people, it's not favorable in the gaming community, but at least, you know, in the world of Mobile Suit Gundam, the idea of a recovery armor point cap makes a lot of sense to me. You know, it's like when you're out in the field, you can only restore your mobile suit so much. I bet these guys are all up there, aren't they? Oh, you punks. Oh, of course they're gonna go for the... I swear, like, all they do is attack the recovery points. Well, that's not good.
隊長がやられるとこっちも危ないんです。ダメージの蓄積はある。隊長が追い詰められるなんて。
Oh man, I need to cheese it. So I gotta go all the way back.
ただいま戦線に復帰しました。
Well, let's just recover here for a minute. Hmm. I really should resupply so that I get some ammo. Shoot. Wish I had a little sniper rifle action there.
カマルクマル勝利。ただいま戦線に復帰しました。新たな気持ちで敵を撃破といきますか。やった。一気撃墜。隊長を狙っている敵モビルスーツがいるぞ。機体の状態には気をつけてください。敵の攻撃を回避しろ。
Oh man, I'm getting wrecked here. Well, that's one. Wonder if I can camp down here until he can't possibly shoot me down here. I can't believe that worked.
注意してくださいよ。攻撃が来ます。敵からの攻撃には細心の注意を払う。全敵部隊の相当を確認した。任務完了だ。
Well, I think after that mission, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. It's been a fun little stream here. Just talking about Gundam stuff, playing some Gundam games. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you guys are as excited for the Gundam minis as I am. If you have any special requests for miniatures that you might want, do let me know in the comments or hit me up on Discord, and we can talk about that. Um, until then, I will get a full review of the Ifrit Nacht put up, and I will, kind of show you guys how the minis turn out in this pour over mold instead of the two-part mold. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I will catch you later.